So. So. Time to share the stream. So. You know, this is fine just for music alone. Oh yeah, I should make it quieter, it's a little loud. Okay, I get it. So this is when the song ends. So. I've never beaten this game. I've never even gone close to beating this game. I just own it. But I can't. I own it, but I can't own it. Hi, Fishoyo. Fishoyo. I never knew Mega Man was a girl. Why a girl? What makes you... What is that about? Oh, because of Robot. You do know what this is. I know you know that. Don't worry, we're getting to Stella. I'm just waiting for people to come in so nobody misses anything. That's what I always do. But sometimes I play different games. God, I love this music a lot. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I'm really bad at this. There we go. Oops. I am an uncultured swine who can't play this game. And I will not play as the dog. I refuse. So did you know that the reason Mega Man was portrayed as looking green in that one cartoon was because the designer who drew the characters... Wait, did it fall down here or is it still here? Oh no, it's gone. Okay, never mind. My life is a lie. Hi, Amethyst. Okay, I am sucking really hard right now. There's something here. I got something. And I didn't get it because I suck. Hi, Green Tea. We are trying to... well, I am trying to play this game as we wait. I think I should just give up. I should just try to get up here. And then this happens. Yeah, of course. Wow. I'm the worst Mega Man in history. But the music of these games is so good. Super fighting robot. Do I still have lives? Yeah, there's one. Oh dear. I swear, I used to be marginally better at this. Marginally. So we're waiting until people join? And then we're switching to Stella of the end. But right now, I just want to prove to myself that I can somewhat play video games as we wait for people to join. No good pop-ups. God damn it. I mean power-ups. Yeah, you gone. There we go. That kills it. There's nothing here. Oh yeah, this boss. Ah. I just keep... Oh dear! Why am I bad at this? Wait, what? Did I just... How am I... What? I thought... Okay, never mind. I guess it runs in 3 lives. Thanks! Ah. And this, friends, is why I will never... This is why you will never see me at Awesome Games Done Quick. This may be an awesome game, but I can't do it, and I definitely can't do it quick. You know what? Let's play something a little more to my caliber. What else do we have? Something that I don't suck at quite as hard. Oh yeah, that seems about right. Yep, that seems about right. I do like this game a lot. I have the Way Forward Remake version 2, which in my opinion is, by the way, the ideal remake. Hi there, Devilman Hero! Okay, we're getting to Stella soon. I was just waiting for a few people to be in, and I think there's a few people here now. If you're here, say yes! If there's enough people in, if I deem enough people, we begin. You were Dragon Kusunoha, but you changed to Devilman. Okay. So if you are here, say, oh, okay, this plant is evil. I get it now. I forgot about the evil plants. Amethyst also says yes. Oh yeah, I'm invincible! Oh yeah, you can also go down here. I hate this spider. I don't actually know how to get past it, so we're not gonna. So, if there's more people saying yes, I will switch to Stella at the end. You need to say yes, else I won't do it. No! Or maybe I'll do it now. I don't know. I'm not sure. I definitely cleared the entirety of the way forward version of this game. As for this version, I got pretty far in it before, but I don't think I've cleared this version of the game before. Money. Okay, I won't try to get past the spiders. The spiders suck. I hate the bees. I hate the bees. They are so hard to judge. The unjudgeable bees. Ah, there we go. I love my old video games. Old video games make me happy. They make me feel like there's some things that we just don't lose, you know? Even games that I didn't play when I was a kid. It's just, you know, nostalgic. Even if it's a nostalgia I didn't myself partake in a lot of cases. Like, I was definitely too... I think I wasn't even born yet when this one came out. Also, there's always a good way to appreciate old art. There we go. Monkey. Well, actually it's an ape, but who cares? Oh no! Oh no. Somehow I'm still alive. Yeah, right now I'm playing DuckTales. Hi, Elu. I don't want to go back to Duckburg. There's nothing waiting for me there! Oh yeah! Look at these things. Oh, this is... I'm glad that the Way Forward version changed this a bit. Mrs. Leslie, someone shared a tweet of someone questioning who made this one image of putting everyone with pink hair in jail, and for better or worse, there's no Puyo characters there. They put Patrick Star there. Oh god, what is going on, Amethyst? I just want to not be skewered by this. Well, that was a terrible lack of iframes. Is this... Also, I think not, what is going on here? Wait, is the emulator just not capable of processing this many sprites at once? Well, whatever. Let's move on to the main program, shall we? We've done the waiting part. Let's move on. So... Plop plop. There we go. Eloise, please tell me we'll get to the moon. Here's the moon. We're going to the moon. Where's Mega Man? Okay, now I'm grabbing the script. So... Oh wait, I'm in the wrong Moodle board. Okay, that explains why I can't find the script. That explains a lot, actually. Script files. I think we're at 13.1. Yeah, there we are. So. Oh wait, this is wrong. This is not what I wanted. Ah, okay, so load. Here we go. The next time I woke up, I found myself sleeping in a cramped room. Eloise in the chat, what I'm saying is that you people should hear the DuckTales Moon theme at least once. Everybody, that theme is amazing. You should listen to it. It appeared to be some sort of medical room. But it was barely any bigger than a storage room. The capsule opened, and I let the voice guidance help me in taking apart the suit I was dressed in. The headache that had been throbbing so painfully that it was downright dangerous had completely disappeared. All the pain that I'd been feeling all over my body was completely gone. This is amazing technology. I left the capsule and was surprised. Oh, when I left the capsule and stood up on the floor, I was surprised. I felt as if I was floating. My feet only very slowly lowered themselves to the ground. No matter how firmly I stepped on the ground, I couldn't feel the weight of my body at all.
そうか。
Oh, I see. There we are. We were away from Earth. Far enough. That we were in a subgravitational area, it seemed. That meant... Now I understood. Well, that was an interesting experience. This was something that should have moved me to my core. But I didn't even have the time to savor the moment. My equipment, I found all my equipment in a soft case right next to the capsule. I put it on. But my terminal and my guns were missing. But even if they'd been there, in a cramped place like this, it would have been rather hard to use to shoot anyway, so it would have not been very convenient. I left the room. The door to this room was manual and had to be opened and shut by your own hands. I left out into a large vacant room. However, the ceiling was rather low. Just adding to my feeling of oppression. There were storage possibilities all over the walls and even the floor. And countless soft cases were fixed in place with bands. Inside them were vacuum packaged clothes and shoes, and also some other equipment and furnishing. This place might have been very efficient in being put to good use, but it wasn't very presentable, I had to say. Philia! I looked around all the rooms. Most of them were empty rooms or storage rooms. In one of the rooms, I finally found Philia's luggage. But that didn't mean much to me. It was a coat and her boots. The carabiners she'd been using. And other small accessories. See ya soon, Maddie! Yeah, but right now we're just like exploring space station, so... She had carried a handgun on her. But both that weapon and its ammunition were nowhere to be found. I couldn't find her terminal either. Oh! Oh no, it is here! The toy ray gun was still left, however. It was the one that I'd output from the workbench. I had no choice but to take it with me. Oh, it's coming back! The Chekhov's gun is coming back. And this is definitely Splatoon weapon render. Yeah, kind of. Chip gun. This was a chip gun. Wait, what is a chip gun? Hang on, I need to check what a chip gun is. Like, I doubt it's firing chips. What is a chip gun? Oh, it's a sip gun. Oh! Okay, I guessed so much. Oh dear. This was an improvised firearm. He's modified it. He's modified it to shoot real bullets. I knew it! I called it! Yes, shoot, equip the Mega Buster. It was a lucky charm. It was a lucky charm for a worst case scenario. For Philia. When I drew the blueprints, I put it all apart in a way that I devised. Ah. So should okay, let me try it again. I took it apart the way I had devised when I drew the blueprints. Then I took pittance out of my equipment. Small little metal parts. I chose the one that fit and put them inside. And Mrs. Leslie, I could use a gun that fires chips. Now it was complete. It would be capable of shooting now. Since I didn't have any ammunition. Oh! I get it. Okay, no. The small metal parts that he put in were like small parts that he'd taken out. Okay. Since I didn't have any bullets, I would have to see what I could do when it came to it. It was still almost just as much of a toy as it had been before. But it still had the advantage that the sensors couldn't pick up on it. The fact that this was still here proved that my plan had worked. Oh. I hid the gun in my chest pocket and then searched in the other rooms. I couldn't find anything in the sector. When I moved to the next area, I found that the doors at the conjunction firmly shut. But the door on the other side was open. This space was built just the same as the last one I'd been to. It seemed like this place was built together from modules. So it was basically just a chain of very similar places linked up to one another. I was slowly becoming used to the softness under my steps. When I reached the third module, the inner design was starting to change somewhat. There were all sides, all walls, the ceiling and the floor were furnished with small blocks that seemed to be connected to each other. We all seem to be connected, basically. Okay, hang on, I can't just go on. It makes sense if I go on now. Is this a crossroad? I'm ready. Was it really right for me to just go about all willy-nilly here? I might get lost after all. However, the old man, who had promised to look over my vitals, still hadn't gotten in touch with me. There might be something wrong. I had to keep investigating. Hang on. Okay. I was completely done with this stratum of the place now. the majority of the rooms had been converted into storage space. And then, after I crossed past several modules, I ran into a locked door. I took a lot of time to examine it, but it yielded no results. I used the ladder and went down one floor, and tried to go down one floor. Down here, not even the lights were on. I used the night vision function of my ocular screen. I tried to use the night vision function of my ocular screen. It doesn't work. I didn't have my terminal to process the image correction. So right now, the effect that my night vision function could provide me was nothing but a mere consolation prize. When I tried to use it, I could still pick up some of the light that was reaching this module. But when I tried to move over to the next one, I saw nothing but pitch black darkness. Since this place doesn't have a single window, there weren't even the slightest traces of light that could have been amplified. So thus I abandoned my plans of searching the lower strata. I went back to where I came from, and this time I tried to go up. First, I had to look for Philia. That was my utmost priority. When I went one level up, after going a level up and continuing my search for quite a while, I was starting to get a grasp on this facility. This Mune Gravitational Center was made up of 5 strata. The facility was probably created, was probably constituted in a ring shape around the elevator as its center. Around the orbital elevator as its center. And there were 5 layers, a 5-storied building. she say? The modules could be connected to each other by the airlocks, and thus this place could be rearranged as one pleases. In other words, there would be nothing but the same kind of room here, no matter where I went. It seemed that there also was more than just a small number of rooms that had special equipment attached to them via blocks. This facility was much smaller than I would have imagined. Why does this keep happening that he says, yeah, this is smaller than I imagined? What was he inspecting? Thanks to the low gravity, it was somewhat uncomfortable to walk around here. But it still didn't take me even 1 hour to take a look at everything. And Mrs. Tesley, I don't know, I expected this to be roomier. Fair. Each stratum was different, depending on what it was meant, depending on the role assigned to it. And Mrs. Tesley, it's space, there's like all of it and I still can barely fit. Where did you get that from? What is this quote from? Also, let me just put my dinner plate away. I thought I might still eat, but I probably will eat later. It seems there's a limit to how much spaghetti Nanny can eat at once. It's not from anything, I just made it up. Well, you're good at writing then. Each stratum differed depending on the role that was assigned to it. The part where I had woken up was where the medical facilities and the living quarters. Judged by the absence of humans. Oh, due to the absence of humans, most of it had been converted to storage facilities. The bottom layer that where the electricity wasn't on, seemed to be for service purposes. Oh wait, no, I got it wrong. Hang on. I didn't know the use of the bottom layer where the electricity hadn't been on. It seemed that the upper three strata were all modules meant for experimentation. And they were still in operation right now. A lot of the modules that I hadn't been able to enter seemed to have been laboratory facilities. I found a hand light for emergencies. Pick that in my hand. I went back down to the lowest strata that I hadn't been able to investigate thus far. I think you should tap more into your writing abilities, Amethyst. I agree. Huh? Jude? Finally, I found you. I found Philia crouching in a dark corner with her legs close to her chest. She leapt to hug me. Were you crying?
ここについて指示通りジュードを医務室に運んだ後、いつまで経っても何も起こらなくて。
After I got here, I followed the guidance I got and brought you to the sick bay just like I'd been told. But a lot of time passed and nothing happened.
探索に出たんだな。
So you went out and just investigate for yourself, huh?
そうしたら帰り道がわからなくなって。
Yeah, but I lost my way. I didn't know how to get back and...
そこまで複雑だったか。
Is this place really that difficult to get around?
真っ暗でいつまでも戻れなくて。
It was so dark. I didn't know if I'd ever get back.
もう大丈夫だから。泣くな。
Princess Madeline, okay, it was a little bit more than 10 minutes, more like 20. What did I miss? You missed Jude investigating the space station, well, kind of space station. They're still somewhat within the orbit that they are on, and looking for Philia and finding her in a dark place with no lights on. It's okay now. You don't need to cry anymore.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
端末もないしな。仕方ないさ。
It's not your fault. You don't have your terminal on you after all.
端末はあるの。取られずに済んだから。
I do have it actually. They didn't take it from me.
あるのか。
You really? Philia held a terminal out to me.
駅にアンドロイドがいて、検査されて、反応した銃とか刃物は全部没収されちゃったの。
There was an android at the station. They inspected me, and everything that their equipment reacted to, they took away from me. So they took the guns, and they took the plates, and everything.
俺の端末もか。
That includes my terminal?
そう。でも、ジュードの分を一つ渡したら、私のはチェックされないで済んだ。向こうもまだあるとは思ってなかったみたい。パンツの中に隠してたから。
Yeah, but after I gave them your terminal, they didn't check if I had my one on me. I guess they didn't assume that I had one for myself. I had it hidden in my pants. Okay, it might. Okay, she says pants, but the way she says it implies that it was the pants that... The undermost pants! I'll just say the undermost pants! She knows how to get past the TSA! Smuggling terminals!
マッピングしながら探索してたんだけど、途中でバッテリーが切れちゃって。
I kept mapping as I investigated, but eventually the battery went dry. Oh. Princess Madeline starting smuggling at such a young age. Okay. In case somebody still doesn't get it. Pantsu can just mean pants, but it usually means the diminutive, the pants you wear under your pants. That's all I'd say. No wonder. There was no way to charge it down here. Fisher, you're relearning Japanese knowledge. You are. There was no sunlight. No heat. No wind. And since her sweat wasn't quite made from the same stuff as human sweat, there was absolutely nothing and there wasn't even enough gravity here for the tempometer to recharge it as she was walking.
俺の方ならまだチャージできる。借りるぞ。
I think I'll still be able to charge it. Give it over to me.
Yeah.
I used the fast charge capabilities of the power bank I carried in my coat. After just a few minutes, it was completely charged. It should be charged after... I knew that it would be charged after just a few minutes.
駅にいたというアンドロイドは
What about the android that was at the station?
私たちがここに入ったらすぐ閉鎖されちゃった。
The door closed right after we went in here, so...
それ以外には誰もいなかったんだな。
And there was nobody else there?
いなかった。放送とかもなかった。食べ物とかはあったけど。
No, nobody. We didn't even get some sort of broadcast. I mean, there was some food, but... When I turned my flashlight there, I saw several wrapping papers to Philia's feet.
なかなかにたくましい。
She is definitely robust.
よし、充電完了。少し探索してみるか。
Alright, fully charged now. Should we investigate for a bit?
これ武器。
Yeah, and this is a weapon. Philia held some tools out to me.
それはお前が持ってろ。代わりに前に渡したお守りを出してくれ。
You can keep those. Instead, take out the lucky charm that I gave to you before.
これ？
This? Oh, it's the gun bullets! We got the bullets! It might not have looked like something that could be opened up. But if you twisted it hard enough, then it would part at a dividing line. And the parts would come apart. I had stored exactly one shot of pistol ammunition within it. Oh! Princess Madeline, Chekhov's gun fired. The rifle is officially off the mantle. I know! It's good. Chekhov's gun has been... Well, it's not quite fired yet, but we're getting close to it being fired. I fired it into the toy gun from earlier.
そんなことだったんだ、それ。
Ah, so that's what that was about, huh?
こんなものでもあれば少し安心できる。お前がこのおもちゃを気に入っていたようだから好都合だと思ってな。
It made me feel a little bit better if you carried that on you. Since it looked like you liked the toy, it worked out that way.
ずるい。
You're so mean sometimes.
安心しろ。これは俺が持つ。
Don't worry about it. I'll take this for now. Princess Madeline, oh, I was hoping Philia would have been the one to use it though. She did fire though! She fired last chapter. She has used gun. That's what I said, but it wasn't like this actually gave me enough firepower. This gun wasn't able to shoot more than one shot. And that shot had very strict limitations. I might have put in the metal mechanism to shoot in there, but one shot would be enough to melt. It would produce enough heat to melt the thing beyond use. This was only for use in the case of all cases. Princess Madeline, I mean, shoot only needs one shot into the Duke's forehead. Oh dear, you are mean. Oh dear. Using the reserve terminal, we explored the lower stratum. There wasn't especially anything that would have pulled my attention. And a lot of the modules down here were strictly under strict lock. You were under strict lock air. Prince Melon, I mean, what else is he gonna shoot? That fair? But now that we have the terminal, we might be able to do something about those locks. They might be under the old man's protection. But maybe we could do something about that. I tried my best. I tried it and found that the security measures on the doors weren't too strict. I was able to lockpick, and then we went inside. When we laid eyes on what was in there, Philia held her breath. Now this is incredibly poor taste. Oh! Oh dear! Oh no! I agree, this is incredibly poor taste. This is giving me Detroit Become Human vibes right here. This was a room where many cases that almost looked like coffins were stacked up and fixed in place with bands. One of them had fallen down, and its contents laid strewn up across the floor. They were dismembered corpses. At least, that is what one would get from this side on first impression. There were countless pale limbs. Finely severed from their bodies. Robot parts, yeah. The cross sections were beautifully colored, as if they were models to be used as teaching tools. Philia pulled in on herself. I thought it was... Oh. Okay. Philia hid behind me. I thought it was better if she didn't see this. You can leave. I'm going to take a closer look at this. No, I don't want to leave. I'll stay. I checked the insides of several of the cases. Those were androids. It was very obvious that these body parts were not human. Just as I had expected, all of the things I found inside were the parts of androids. I'm sorry. I think I'll look at all of these. If you're feeling sick, please don't look. What are you trying to find out? I want to see if there are any heads in there. I'll help you. Are you sure you can handle it? Yeah. Now, after she had said this, Philia went and opened up every last one of the cases. Princess Madeline, they're gonna find one and it's gonna look like Philia or Gabriel's. Probably. All that we found were parts that contained everything except upwards of the neck. We'd exhausted all of the cases that were in this room. But there wasn't a single android head among them. They weren't here. They had probably been cut off to be used in some kind of different experiment. We looked at more of the modules that had been locked. Prince Madeline, wait. Is the Duke picking apart robot brains? It would seem so! Most of them had nothing to do with our mission, and were merely facilities of experimentation meant for the original moon gravitational facility. Naga. However, there was one module that was especially strictly separated from the others. And when we opened it, we found countless android heads lined up one after the other. Oh dear! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh no! Oh! Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! For Mrs. Leslie, oh, that's a sight. Yeah? What the fuck? I agree, Maddie. Question. I was looking for machines that could help me determine what this research had been about, but all of it had been removed from the room. All that was left were the samples that had been researched on. Is that what it takes to achieve great things? Princess Madeline, so I bought that bullet to the Duke's forehead. Oh dear. Oh dear. I was somebody who held up science in high esteem. That's why I understood that sometimes this was the sort of approach it might take to make progress. But how would one feel about this if the subjects of this research had been live humans? Would one really cut open humans, living humans, in order to save other people? Was this really how far I would have gone for this goal? Before I had gone out on this journey, I would have definitely answered yes. But now I wasn't so sure anymore. We finally decided to examine the last module that I had held off on because it had been closed off more strictly than all of the others, down here in the the lowermost stratum of the 5. It wasn't impossible to crack the protection in this place, but it was difficult. Even if I had success, doing so would definitely alarm the other side. But I didn't even care about that anymore. If that would bring about the fury of the old man. If that would bring about the fury of the old man, at least it would give me an excuse to retaliate against him. I finished opening the lock. The door that had been shut tightly slowly began to open. So, next script. Beep indeed. Beep indeed. Look at all the Gabriels! Look at all the Gabriels! There's so many of them! Amethyst. It's a triangle! It's a lot of Gabriels. Cute robot boys! Boys. Boys indeed! There were two young men inside who seemed incredibly similar to one another. When we opened the door, they turned their heads to look at us at exactly the same time. Neither of them. Okay, wait, there's more than just two. There's more than just two, I'm sorry. None of them seemed especially surprised. It seemed like they only wanted to confirm the unexpected occurrence with their eyes. And that was all that they did.
ここは関係者以外立ち入り禁止です。
This place is for authorized personnel only. You may not enter. Princeman and the Duke doesn't see androids as human. That's why he needs someone else to deliver a more developed one. Yeah, probably. This is the result, yeah. The man who seemed to be the leader of the androids stepped forwards.
関係者だ。
We are authorized.
退出してください。現在治療中です。
Please exit immediately. Right now, we are undergoing treatment.
黙れ。
Shut up. That's what I said. De, を出してこないエンドロイドたちが Hang on. Oh, they told us to leave, but it was easy for us to get inside, just shoving aside the androids who did nothing to hinder us. Yes, all of these androids were AE types. and each one of them had yet to develop an ego.
じいさん、やっと見つけたぞ。
Finally, we found you, old man. Oh, there we are. Oh, there we go. Princess Madeline, where the hell is the Duke doing all of this? I think we know. Mrs. Leslie, oh hey, they got Gabriel's VA back. I think all of the male AE types have Gabriel's VA. Kaiba Seto Kaiba. There was a huge medical care device enshrined in the middle of a gigantic module that was connected to the outside of the room. The old man was connected to it.
処置終了です。
Treatment completed. There he is! Oh dear! The semi-translucent shell structure that had covered his body slid open. Prince Madeline, oh, he's on life support, I guess so. The old man that laid inside opened his eyes. The androids drew near, putting in order his clothes for him. Hang on. And feeding him small amounts of medicine. And feeding him small amounts of the insides of a medicine bottle. Life returned to the old man's eyes. The bed that the old man had been sleeping on, cut off from the medical equipment, and the backrest of his chair raised itself. It took on the form of a wheelchair.
直接会うのは初めてだな、ジュード君。
So this is the first time we meet each other eye to eye, Jude.
まさかあんたがサイボーグだったとはな。
Oh! I would have never expected that you would turn out to be a cyborg. Ah! Well, I don't know what to do with that information right now.
肉体の多くの部分を機械に置き換えていることをそう呼ぶなら間違いではないな。
If that is what you call somebody who had much of his fleshly body replaced with machine parts, then yes, I suppose you would be correct in calling me that.
俺たちをほったらかしでトラブルでもあったのか。
So, why exactly did you leave me unsupervised? Did something happen?
ああ、異なる重力環境下に来ると調子が悪くなるのだ。ここまでひどいのは久しぶりだったがね。出迎えが滞ってしまったことは詫びよう。
Willem is the cyborg, yes. Big brain moment, yeah. Princess Madeline, I mean, so is Jude. Is it that surprising? I mean, not to the extent that Willem is. Yes, when I come to a place with a different gravitational pull than what I'm used to, I happen to get troublesick. But it's been a long time that it got quite this bad. I'm very sorry I had to postpone your welcome reception.
ここ数年は無重量地区にいることが多くてね。月程度でも重力が応える。
This place, once every couple of years, this place will also enter the zone of weightlessness. Ah, hang on. Koko Sunanva. Weightlessness. Yeah, hi. I guess I got it right. But if it is just the gravitational pull of the moon, I can't stand it. And Mr. Cecily probably got some banger moisturizer. And Mr. Cecily, he looks younger than in his intercoms, or less decrepit. I guess because he just got some treatment. Just Now that I was seeing him eye to eye, it was painfully obvious how unnaturally pale this man was. He barely even seemed alive. He gave the impression of a houseplant rather than a living human being.
私は人類史上最も機械部分の割合が多い人間でね。50% 以上が機械化されている。
I suppose that I am the person in human history who had most of his body replaced with mechanical parts. In fact, more than 50% of my body have been mechanized.
そんなことが可能なのか?
Is that even possible?
最盛期医学であれば。だがよくある作り話とは違い、極めて脆弱なサイボーグだがね。
With the technology of the Golden Age, it is. But it is very different from the tales people used to tell each other. I am in fact a very frail cyborg.
私は筋力的にも骨格的にも免疫的にも地球環境で生存することは不可能なほど弱い。
In fact, I am so weak that it is impossible for me to exist on the terrain of Earth. I don't have the immunity, nor the bone density, nor the muscle structure integrity.
俺を近づけて平気なのか?
You don't have an immune system? Are you fine being this close to me?
こちらで対処した。問題ない。それが原因で意識を失い、お待たせしてしまったが。
I can cope with it. Don't worry. There's no problem. However, that was in fact the reason why I lost consciousness, and regrettably had to let you wait. Princess Madeline, he's more machine now than man, twisted and evil. Fucking rich people, that's true! Princess Madeline, that's just what happens when you spend a lot of time in space, Thomas. Being a cyborg has nothing to do with it. You're just throwing all of the shade at Willem. So in other words, he'd been giving himself vaccines, and that was what had indisposed him. That was what had rendered him MIA for the past couple days. So basically the guy was like, oh yeah, Jude might have COVID, and he might have the flu, and he might have all these other things. I just better give myself all of the shots right now. Oh, That's what happened. Princess Battle, I mean, it's true. That's how it works. The old man's circumstances were far more dire than I would have imagined.
ここに来ることはなかったんじゃないか。
Did you really need to come here?
フィリア君が来た以上、ここでの滞在準備は必要だ。
Now that Philia's here, I needed to prepare to stay in this place.
AE 型アンドロイドはこれ以上の低重力環境下では知性を低下させてしまうのだ。
Wait, what? You see, AE-type androids lose significantly in intelligence once they enter an area with lower gravity than this place. What? What? Cooler in the chat. Ah yes, future Jeff Bezos and the present Zuckerberg. True, true. What?
彼らの脳内をその目で見たことはあるかね？
I wonder, have you ever seen what is inside their brains with your own eyes?
一度。
Just once. Oh, Delilah's... Yeah. I've seen Delilah's brain. It's seen...
だが、俺には理解できなかった。未知の素材で作られているようだった。
But I was entirely incapable of comprehending it. It is made from materials that I have never seen before.
年金だよ。
What? Oh my god! It is slime mold. Slime mold. Hi, Pink Sheep. And Mrs. Leslie, I've seen Delilah's brain. That's a normal thing to say. Their brains are made of slime mold. Okay, none indeed. The brain is slime mold.
年金？
Slime mold? I agree, Shoot. That does not make sense.
機械部品で作られているのではない。分子機械性質を組み込んだ年金に高度実体学習、つまり実生活を経験させることで指数関数的な成長を実現できるコンピューター。AE 型はそれを搭載している。
Their brains are not created from mechanical parts. Their computational units have a slime mold component installed inside. Which is capable of calculating the state of different altitudes. In other words, by making real-life experiences, they can by these cells can, by making real-life experiences major exponentially. Okay, basically, it's a quantum computer made from fungus. That's what it is. They're using fungus as neurons. I'm sorry, the translation here, I'm giving up on this part, but basically, it's fungus cells that are being used as neurons. That's how this works. That is what the AE types I crafted. Slime mold. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I would also say, brains. Look, Phileas! Phileas just learned about anatomy. The girl after she learns about anatomy. And this is Leslie. I think my brain may be fungus slime right now. Oh my gosh. Philia grasped onto her own head, making a disgusted face.
AI さんだけあって聞いたこともない技術だな。
As expected from those AIs, this is a sort of technology I've never heard about before. Princess Madeline saved the small. I agree. See ya, Pink Sheep.
人類科学でも理論上は存在していたものだ。実現したのは AI だが。
Actually, the theory of this technology had already existed within human sciences before. However, it were only the AIs who realized it.
頭部内環境で粘菌は増殖変形する。その複雑さが一定値を超えることで人間に匹敵する自我が芽生える。
Okay, he's explaining how the mushroom brain works now. Actually, this is the inverse of The Last of Us. Because in The Last of Us, the fungus destroys the brain, and here the fungus makes the brain. I need to read up if this is a real thing or if this sci-fi thing was just completely made up. Inside the heads of the androids, the slime mold propagates and transforms. The complexity of it exceeds what fixed values can provide, which enables these brains to develop a sense of self that rivals that of a human. This seems interesting, though. Mushroom brain. Mushroom brain. I'm sorry, it is mushroom brain.
粘菌型演算装置。だが演算自体は苦手でね。
Basically, it is an arithmetic unit created from slime mold, which doesn't mean that it is especially good at math, however. So the mushrooms are good at making brains, but they're not good at making mathematics. Princess Madeline, they're the toads from Mario! Yeah!
確かに機械が得意なことをこいつは何もできなかった。
Well, you do have a point. She wasn't capable of doing any of the things that machines usually excel at.
それで良いのだ。人工的に自我を誕生させる。この偉業の前では機能性や演算能力など取るに足らん。
Ilu in the chat, after brain parasitizing mushrooms, brain mushrooms! It's mushroom brains. I'm sorry. I need to. I'm just gonna send a no context tweet right now. This moment. I'm sending a no context tweet. This moment. Cool in the chat. The Last of Us Part 3. Honestly. So, I sent my no context tweet. Good. You do have a point. She definitely wasn't able to do any of the things that machines are usually good at. And that is good, and it is good that way. This is what allows her to grow an artificial sense of self. Functional. For the great things that she is about to do, she will not need mechanical functions or mathematical abilities.
科学はついに心を生み出すことに成功したということなのだからな。
Because it finally happened. Science has succeeded in creating a heart. Princess Madeline, I mean, at that point, what's the difference? Yeah, I don't think there's a difference. Princess Madeline immediately retreated. Thank you for your support. I see you all. I would agree with that.
欠点として年金の活動が重力から無視できない影響を受けてしまうことがある。無重量状態では体内での運動性が阻害されるからだ。
Okay. However, there is a flaw with this system. The slime mold is not able to disregard differences in gravitational pull. Or differences in gravitational pull. That is why in absolute weightlessness or other sorts of... That is why in zero gravity they are not able to use the full extent of their... They are not able to use the full extent of their cognitive faculties. So basically, oh dear, no, I don't even want to think about that. Philia can never go to space is what we're saying. Astronaut Philia is cancelled. Oh. That made sense. After all, if the slime mold couldn't change its shape as it wanted, it would be incapable of forming a complex networks of thoughts. Princess Madeline, it can't be good for her to be here right now. I agree with this. Being exposed to zero gravity can lead to them losing their sense of emotions or to changes in their personalities. But they are fine while in moon gravitation, right? And Mrs. Leslie, wait, so her brain's gonna rot in space? Yep.
彼女ほど自我が確立していれば支障はない。
I don't think that there should be any problem with a sense of self as well developed as hers.
クリムゾンアイが彼女を狙ったのだから成長度合いは保証されている。
The fact that the Crimson Eye was trying to get to her just proves the degree to which she has matured.
ジュード君、君の働きに感謝する。実によくやってくれた。報酬の件だが。
Jude, I must thank you for her work. You did very well. Now, about your recompensation.
待ってくれ。その前に確認したいことがある。
Wait. Before we talk about this, I need to ascertain something. I stared the old man right in the face. His eyes were clear. They were precise. Never careless. Making exact evaluations. Oh, rather, that was what I was predicting to see.
もういいだろう。聞かせてくれ。異形とは何だ。フィリアはどう役立つ。
Okay, enough with the secrets. I want to know. What is this great thing that you're trying to achieve? What do you need Philia to do for you?
気にするなという方が無理か。よかろう。
I see that just telling you to not worry about it will not do much. Very well then. Finally.
78号、フィリア君を連れて退出しろ。そうだな。娯楽室はどうした？
Number 78. Take Philia with you and retreat for now. You could go to the recreational room should suffice, I suppose.
利用者がいなくなりましたので、現在は資材置き場になっています。
Unfortunately, as the customers that used to use it are not present anymore, the recreational facilities are currently being used as a storage facility.
遊戯版は処分したか？
Have you thrown away all of the board games?
いいえ、保管されております。
No, we have kept them.
では何人か連れて行き、フィリア君と遊ぶのだ。
Well then, take a few more of you with you and go play with Philia.
私はここにいます。
No, I'll stay here. Princess Madeline, don't worry about it. It's usually not a good explanation in my experience. I agree. Philia refuses to play Monopoly. Philia does not want to play Monopoly. I should have named the stream Robot Girl Refuses Monopoly.
ジュード君と二人で話がしたいのだ。
But you see, I want to talk with Jude on his own.
ここにいます。口は挟まないです。
I'll stay here. I promise I won't interrupt.
懐いているな。
Princess Madeline.
よくここまで。
That's the next one. I see she's gotten quite attached to you. But it's very good that you've gotten this far.
こいつがいたらまずい話か。
Is what you're about to say something you don't want her to hear? The old man didn't answer with his words, but instead turned to me with a cold expression on his face and a pregnant silence.
構わない。俺の予想のつく範囲で言い含めてある。
I don't think it will be an issue. Just think of it as if only I was here and speak.
しかしだね。
However,
こいつに騙し討ちは無理だ。ごまかしても必ず気づく。
we can't trick her. If you try to, she will notice. Trust me.
本人に聞かせて納得させた方がいい。
It would be better to let her hear for herself and try to convince her of your own accord.
わかった。そこまで言うなら。
Very well, if you absolutely insist.
楽にしてくれ、78号。2人に飲み物を。他の者は待機しておれ。
Number 7, please relax. Number 78, please bring drinks for these two. Everybody else will please go into standby mode. The androids, who had been standing with a straight back in a line until they had received the orders, slowly began to move. I wonder why, like, all of Willem's androids are boys, and the two girls are the ones that were like the actual characters. They sat down on the chairs close to the wall and slowly closed their eyes and went silent. Even though they were AE types, just like Philia, these guys were acting entirely mechanical, like one would expect of an android.
発達の機会を得ないまま年金の大部分が固着した個体は皆こうなのだ。指示待ちのデクノボーになる。
This is what happens to all the units that didn't have any. This is what happens to all units that didn't have any opportunities to grow, and thus had their slime mold portions most of the slime mold portions stick together in a fixed place. They become like puppets that are only waiting to be commandeered around. Princess Madeline, if I had female emotion as robot minions, people would think I'm some kind of sicko, obviously.
それでも十分高性能だがね。多少無能気味だが、言えばわかるのだ。ロボットに比べれば応用力は桁違いだ。
On the other hand, this makes them highly efficient. I think their slight moments of incompetence gives them a certain a certain sense of charm. But I'm sure you will understand what I mean when I tell you that compared to robots, they are highly adaptable. Princess Madeline, okay, that's kind of fucked. Fair.
時間が経過すると年金が固着するわけだ。
So when too much time passes, the slime mold becomes fixed in place.
若いうちは活発に増えて広がるが、年月の経過とともにその活動は低下していく。
While they are still young. It propagates and spreads out quite easily. However, as the years pass, this activity slowly decreases.
人間と同じか。若い方が学習に適している。
So they're the same as humans. They learn better while they're still young.
さて、どこから話したものか。この計画の全容を語る前に、私が何者かを話すべきだな。
Now, where should we begin? Well, before I begin to tell you about the full story behind my plans, I should first explain to you who exactly I am.
私が何歳になるのか確認しなくなってもう100年以上が経つ。
First for my age. Regrettably, I've stopped counting how many years I am old. More than 100 years ago. Oh dear!
あんた、100歳以上なのか。
You are over 100 years old? Look at this regular DJ Octavio over here. Mrs. Leslie, yeah, of course, he's just an ageless being, yeah.
それどころではない。数世紀にわたって私は延命を続けてきた。
私は That is a story for another time, but let me just say that as the centuries have passed, I have kept prolonging my life.
信じがたいな。
That is unbelievable.
だろうな。私の脳活動が停止しなかったのはちょっとした奇跡だ。
Oh, it indeed is. In fact, it is somewhat of a miracle that my mental faculties are still all quite intact.
長い時を科学に捧げてきた。かつて私は情報総合学者だった。
I've been dedicating myself to sciences for a long, long time. A long time ago, I used to be an information synthesis scientist.
情報総合学。
An information synthesis scientist?
複数の分野で実績を持つ者のことをそう呼んだのだ。専門分野群の間に潜む顧みられたことのない縦断的知見を見つけるのが主たる仕事だ。
Princess Madeline, I've noticed that humans that live for a long time tend to stop bothering with age, at least in fiction. That's true. But I don't think that's terribly realistic unless you're in a setting like this where there's no agreed upon year number. I think it is realistic. I know some older people who legit can't tell you how old they are. They just don't care. Especially when they don't have anybody who forces them to celebrate their birthday constantly. Okay, I need to translate this correctly. Mrs. Leslie, I get that. I care about how old I am, but not about the whole birthday shebang. Just give me 3 things and that's all the social interaction I need. this is what long ago we called people who have a broad, this is what long ago we called people who had achievements in a multitude of different fields. We were lurking in the backstage of our area of expertise. With a breadth of knowledge that could not be easily reflected on. Wait. Finding such expertise was what was my primary work. Okay, I think what he's trying to say here is that he had, like, he was kind of a generalist in his field, who was like compiling the data from all across different scientific fields together. I think that's what he's saying.
総合学者といっても一様ではない。先行の掛け合わせ次第では総合学者同士でも全く話は通じなくなる。
However, not all synthetic scholars were quite the same. Depending on the major subjects they focused on. Synthesis researchers were not always quite able to communicate with one another.
私が選んだのは遺伝学と情報工学、臨床工学。駆け出しの頃の話だ。今はもっと広い方向を細かくかじっている。
At the time, the fields I chose to focus on were genetics, computer science, clinical engineering, but that was when I was still a novice. Right now, my field of expertise is far greater. What I studied back then is barely just a glimpse of what I know now.
遺伝学というのは意外だな。
Genetics, you say? That is unexpected.
かもしれん。だが、その分野の知見がなければ、私は気づけなかった。
Perhaps, but if I had not had a focus on that field, I might never have noticed what I know now.
何？
What is it that you know now?
現在地球を管理している AI 軍は現人類のことを人類として認識していないという事実にだ。
Oh! 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 Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is... Oh no! That the AI groups that currently administrate the planet do not recognize current humanity as true humans. Oh no! It took me a short time to respond to that.
意味がよくわからなかった。人類は人類じゃないのか？
Excuse me, I am not sure I understand. Are you saying that humans right now are not humans?
遺伝的には人類ではなくなっている。
From a genetic standpoint, we are no longer the humans from back then.
なぜそんなことが？
Why?
もともと人類の遺伝子は日々変質している。1万年前の人類と今では姿形こそ変わらないが、遺伝的差異があるものだ。
Oh dear. The human genome obviously has kept mutating over the ages constantly. It might not be possible to see much of an outward difference between current humans and the humans that lived 10,000 years ago. However, looking at our genetics, there is quite a difference.
例えば体温だな。1万年前と現在では人類の平均体温は下がっている。これは屋内で暮らすようになった結果の変化だと言われているが。
For example, take a body temperature. The average body temperature of a human has kept decreasing ever since 1,000 years ago. It is believed that this occurs because humans have started living indoors constantly.
だが人には違いないはずだ。腕が4本になったわけじゃない。
But we're still humans. It's not like we suddenly grew an extra pair of legs, an extra pair of arms.
わずかな差でも AI にとっては決定的な差だよ。
It might just be a slight difference, but to the AIs, it is a definite difference.
AI 導入初期には問題にならない問題だった。だが時が流れるにつれ人類の方が定義から逸脱してしまったのだ。
Oh dear. When the AIs were first introduced, this problem wasn't immediately apparent. However, as time passed on, humanity started deviating from the AI's definition of it further and further.
AI は俺たちを人類と見ていないのか。
So the AIs no longer see us as humans?
別の生物だとしか見ておらん。
Yes. They perceive us as another type of life form.
よって一切の支援が行われなくなった。
Hi, Loriana! Princess Madeline, robots not getting information updated will start noticing differences. Yup! Yatta. That is why they have stopped supporting our civilization entirely. I had been told that the AIs were operating exclusively to support humanity. But we no longer met the definition of humanity that these AIs held. So that was why the singularity machines either ignored us or were perceiving us as a threat. And to be terminated.
AI が認める人類はどこにいる？
Is there still a type of humanity that the AI still accepts somewhere?
どこにもいない。
No, there are none left.
あんた。
What about you?
私も人類の遺伝的定義から外れている。
I too have genetics that differ from what they perceive as the definition of humanity.
バカな。
That's impossible.
本来 AI に自我というものはない。人類を支援するという初期目的に愚直に従っている。かつては。
By nature, the AIs do not have a sense of self. They simply keep following their main objective of supporting humanity that they were given in the early days. Or at least, that's what they should have been doing. Long ago. there was a group of humans in a certain province that were living in abject poverty. So the AIs immediately dispatched support. When they were lacking in food, they would dispatch compositional nutrition. When the infrastructures were destroyed, they would immediately repair it. When there were natural disasters, when there was a high likelihood of natural disasters, they would take message to shield the people against them. However, eventually, the AI stopped recognizing humans as humans. The strict standards of discrimination that humans had always held up were starting to backfire against them. And now, humans had become invisible to the AIs. The AIs were able to detect that something had gone awry, but they were not able to determine the cause. They simply had no analogical model to comprehend this not even that complex fact.
AI は人類を見失ったのだよ。
The AIs have lost sight of humanity.
彼らにはもはや人類は救えん。かといって高度なセキュリティに守られたシステムは外部からのアップデートを拒む。
They are no longer able to save humanity. And even if you tried to fix what went wrong with them, they have such high security measures that shield the systems that it is absolutely impossible to update them from the outside.
だがそんな時、AE 型アンドロイドが誕生した。
But that was when the AE-type androids were created.
そうだ。こいつらも AI によって生み出されたんだろう。
Wait, they were created by the AIs, weren't they?
AE 型を生み出した AI がカフカースだったか。
The AIs that created the AE-type androids were the Kafkas, right?
いかにも。
Exactly.
カフカースは何の目的で AE 型を生み出した？
So, what was their goal? Why did the Kafkas create the AE-type androids?
君はどう思うかね？
What do you think?
島での戦闘で気づいたことがある。
There was something I noticed during the battle on the island. The two singularity machines that had protected Philia. I was wondering if that wasn't how the singularity machines were trying to fulfill their original purpose, by protecting her. There was only one deduction that I could make from this fact.
成長した AE 型はかつての人類と同じとみなされる。
Do they see the AE-type androids that they create as the same as the humanity that once existed?
その通り。で、その目的は？
Exactly. And what do you think is the purpose of this behavior? Princess Madeline, if there are no humans left, then we'll make new ones, I guess. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think too. Oh my gosh, that is so cool, honestly.
認証をパスするため今の人類は使えない科学の恩恵を使えるよう
So they have something that can pass through the authentication processes. Something that the humans right now can't use. To receive the blessings of science. To use them. The puzzle pieces fell into place within my head. So that was what it was all about. Oh. The AE types were supposed to find the humans that had become invisible to the AEs. To the AIs. Okay. The AE type androids were supposed to find the humans that had become invisible to the AIs. And to give them support.
AE 型は誕生した瞬間から人に対して協力的な性質を持つ AI に与えられた初期の衝動として
From the moment they are born, AE-type androids feel a strong need to be helpful to humans. That is an impulse that has been given to them by the AIs from the moment of their creation.
人を愛し、人と共に生き、自らも自我を完成させた AE 型は
So, AE types are supposed to love the people, to live among the people, to become completely self-aware like the people themselves, just like... I looked at Philia. Her moist eyes were looking right at me.
自身を通じて人を支援できる
They would use these units as a facilitator to go through them to help humans. This all made sense. It all fell into place.
カフカース AI 軍は人類支援不履行問題を担当していた。だが解決のめどは立たず、事前の手段として AE 型という合鍵を各地に設置するというプロジェクトを開始した。
The Kafka's AI group was in charge of the default state of providing support to humans. Princess Madeline, it's okay. You'll be back soon enough.
もし人類が生存しているならその合鍵を使って支援を行えるわけだ
Hang on. I need the lock. Where's the lock? There it is.
カフカース AI 軍は人類支援不履行問題を担当していた。だが解決のめどは立たず、事前の手段として AE 型という合鍵を各地に設置するというプロジェクトを開始した。
The Kafka's AI group was in charge of the default state of helping humanity. However, when they were no longer able to fulfill this goal, they created a second best option. and created the E-type androids all over the globe as a project.
もし人類が生存しているなら、その合鍵を使って支援を行えるわけだ。
So that in case that humanity still existed, unseen by them, they could use the E-types as a sort of duplicate key in order to access help from them.
その通りだ。
Exactly. So she's supposed to be a diplomat. Philia was created to be a diplomat. That is so cool.
しかし、高性能 AI というなら、人類が変質した事実くらい認められないものか。
But wait, these AIs are so highly efficient and advanced. Are they really just not able to recognize the alterations in the human genome?
そいつを認めて、今の人類を支援する方が簡単じゃないか。
Wouldn't it have been easier to just find out the alterations that have happened, register them, and help humanity out directly as we are right now?
私が話した遺伝的変質の事実は把握しているだろうが、AI はそれを問題視しない。
The AIs may be possible to grasp the effect of genetic alteration that I just spoke about, but they cannot problematize it. Huh?
AI にとって大切なのは初期設定の実行だ。そこに推論、人間的判断は生じない。
What the AI's value is to work just as according to the default settings. And they don't allow anything to interfere with it, especially not human judgment.
人類が見つからなければ停止していればいいのだ。探せという命令でも受けていない限りな。もし人類が見つかれば支援を実行すればいい。いずれにせよ、人類支援という初期設定に反することはない。
If they can't locate humanity, they might just as well stop the activities. That is, as long as they don't get a command to search, that is. And if they are able to find humans, then they can commence their support program. Either way, they will not execute anything that is contrary to the default settings of aiding humanity. I see. Support. So the AIs didn't panic when they lost the target of their support command. They simply accepted the fact coldly.
なのに AE 型は作られているのか。
And yet they were able to create the AE types.
トライアンドエラーが実行された結果だ。
They reached this success after a lot of trial and error.
軍隊化した AI というのは多様な判断を許容するようになる。雑多に生み出された個々の AI は結合以前はそれぞれ異なる初期設定の下で独立して稼働していたわけだからな。
hang on. After the AIs had grouped together into colonies. They became capable of making diverse sorts of they became capable of accepting diverse decisions. Okay. Various different AIs that had been created unorganized in an unorganized fashion. That is because all these different AIs that had been created in a completely miscellaneous, disorganized fashions had combined together with all their various different default settings, working independently.
AI 型アンドロイド計画も何かの弾みでラインに乗ったのだろう。
The AE Android project too must have sprung forth from some sort of impetus between all of them.
どういう弾みなんだ?
What kind of impetus are you talking about? What kind of impulse are you talking about?
不明だ。さすがにそこまでは分析できん。
I am afraid I cannot answer this. That would exceed the capabilities of my analyzers.
AI 軍の中に現人類を人類に含めても良いと判断した少数個体がいたのだと考えるのがシンプルか。実際はより複雑化したロジックが働いているはずだが。
To put it in simple terms, among the many AIs that make up the big AI conglomerates that exist right now, there are a few solitary units that do in fact still recognize current humanity as humans. However, there is far more complicated logic that works behind all of it, it seems.
少数派の意見が特例的に採用されたものが AE 計画だと。
So it was this minority of AIs that employed the idea of creating the AE project as a special exceptional case, right? Princess Madeline, what's the old fox saying now? So basically, what he's saying is that the reason the AE types were created was because like there's some small AIs that still recognize humanity, but they're not like strong enough to like influence the majority decisions of the AI conglomerate, but they were like strong enough to insert like the idea of creating this middleman. And like the AE types are supposed to be like diplomats between humanity and the AIs in order to provide assistance to humanity.
そうだ。AE 型の生産自体はほとんどエネルギーも資源も浪費しない。地上に残された設備と物資を再利用できる。
Exactly. Creating an E-type and androids is not a huge. That happens at creating a E-type androids barely takes any energy nor resources from the AE in general. They can simply make use of the goods and materials that remained above ground and recycle them to create them.
ノーリスクの試行錯誤というわけだな。
So in other words, they were created by trial and error in a low-risk project.
ただでさえカフカースはエネルギーと資源を持て余している。新計画の採用基準は緩くなっているはずだ。
Even at the best of times, the Kafka's conglomerate finds its energy consumption unmanageable. Right now, I don't think they have the flexibility to adopt any new plans.
随分 AI 陣営の内部に詳しいんだな。
You seem to be quite well versed in the inner workings of what goes on between these AIs.
私は長年 AI 軍の活動を監視してきた。そうして得たエネルギー配分や施設稼働状況データを分析した。古代の電子情報も積極的に集めた。
I've been watching over the AI conglomerates for many years. Doing so, I've analyzed a lot of data about their state of affairs, their energy consumption, their energy distribution, and their energy distribution. I've also used ancient digital records to make some assessments of my own.
彼らの力を援用できれば、どのようなことでも実現可能だからな。
By using their capabilities, it is quite possible to create just about anything.
それでか。クリムゾンアイに目をつけられたのは。
I'm aware of that. Oh wait, so that is why. Is this why the Crimson Eye is this where the Crimson Eye took notice of you?
こちらの活動もまた逆に AI に監視されていた。周辺情報から相手を分析することは AI の得意分野だ。私が相手にしていたことを逆にされた形だな。
Yes. It has been watching my activities as well as the activities of the other AIs. It picked up information from its surroundings. AIs are very good at analyzing this sort of information. Okay, hang on. Watashi ga aite ni suru ita koto o gyaku ni sareta katachi da ne. Oh, okay, I get it. I think it is more. I think in its eyes I was more or less just collateral damage as it opposed me. Crimson Eye, no. And then there was also the fact that the Eurasia conglomerate that opposes the Kafkas conglomerate was on high alert regarding the AE Android plan. It is easy to imagine why the Crimson Eye would have judged somebody who was not only watching the AIs, but also probing in the matter of the AE project as an enemy.
結果、彼らは私の活動を攻撃的、侵略的だと判断した。
That is why they eventually judged my activities as hostile and aggressive.
統計的にあんたは危険だと判断されたわけだ。
So they looked at the statistics and statistically decided that you were a danger to them.
ざっくりと言えばそういうことだろうな。
Yeah, that roughly brings it to the point.
そうか。一個人が成長した AE 型を確保すれば支援を牛耳れる。人間同士なら相手を暗殺する十分な理由になるな。
I see. A single mature AE-type android unit. Whoever manages to secure a single mature AE-type android unit would be able to control all of the support capabilities of the AIs. If something like this happened between humans, it would be more than enough than a reason for assassination attempts.
さっきの初期設定に愚直に従うだけという話とは矛盾するようだが。
However, doesn't that kind of contradict what you said earlier about them simply and stubbornly following their default settings from when they were created?
AI が推論を苦手とするのは事実だ。ただ無警戒でいるべきではなかったな。軍隊化した AI の柔軟さは人知を超えている。
It is true that the AIs are not very good at making deductions. However, that doesn't mean that they are entirely without vigilance. Having themselves bound together into conglomerates made the AIs more flexible. And their intellect far surpasses that of humans.
トライアンドエラーは AI の苦手とする推論を補う。人間は相手の誕生日や記念日から暗証番号を推理できるが、彼らはブルートフォースで同じ答えに到達する。
Oh dear. The AIs use trial and error to supplement the reasoning skills that they lack. Humans might try to guess each other's passwords based on birthdays or special memorial dates, but AIs will try to arrive at these answers with nothing but brute force methods.
AE 型が自我を持つに至った理由もこの作用による。
That is exactly how they managed to give the AE types the capabilities of developing a sense of self. Sorry, I spaced out for a moment. Mrs. Leslie, he said brute force in English, it must be serious. He said brute force in English because he's talking about the brute force hacking method. The brute force hacking method is the hacking method where you don't really think about what you're doing, but you just try every single possible answer until you get the one that works. AIs are known for being very fast at doing that. Like, instead of trying to decrypt some kind of information that comes in, they just literally go 0001, 0002, 0003, 0004, on and on until they get your password. That's the brute force hacking method.
初期型は性能が低かった。有名な不気味の谷だ。そしてこの時期の人々は機械に対する偏見を強く持っていた。
Princess Madeline, and that's why security systems limit login attempts. That's true. Early AE units were very limited in their performance. They fell into the infamous Uncanny Valley. And back then, humanity held strong prejudices against machines as a whole.
破壊されたろう。何百、いや、何万という数の AE 型が。
They destroyed them. Countless AE-type androids. Hundreds, no, hundreds of thousands of them. Philia drew closer to me.
そうした選択圧にさらされた結果、より適したアンドロイドが投入されるようになる。
This selection pressure helped the development, and eventually we arrived at better and better android models. So basically, they evolved! They evolved! Princess Madeline, keep her close to you, Jude.
繰り返しだ。破壊され、生み出され、破壊され、生み出され。
It kept repeating. They were destroyed, they were created. They were destroyed, they were created.
その中で成功した個体はいなかったのか？
Wasn't there a single unit in there that was a success?
いたかもしれんな。デリラのようなケースが過去にも。しかし現状を見たまえ。文明が復興せずに緑に没しつつあるこの現状を。
There might have been successes. Cases like Delilah in the past. But look at our present conditions. Our civilization has yet to be revived. We've just kept sinking into the greeneries of the forests. Into the wilderness.
仮に完全な自我を持ったアンドロイドが何人か地上に散ったとして、それだけで人類が復興できるとは俺には思えん。
But even if multiple androids with a complete self of sense would appear on this planet, I don't think those few people would be enough to bring back human civilization.
同感だ。多少の支援で現状が大きく変わることはない。
I agree. This little support wouldn't bring great change as things are right now.
AE 型の効果的な運用法は別にある。そのために君を見つけ依頼をした。
But there's another way to utilize the AE-type androids, and that is why I sought you out and why I gave you this mission.
そして今、彼女がここに来た。
And now she is here.
私に何をさせたいんですか？
So, what am I supposed to do?
おお、君はこれから起こることを予測しているな。なのに 逃げ出さずにここにいる。
Oh. You already have premonitions of what is going to happen to you from now on, and yet you are not trying to run.
素晴らしい。君は最高の AE 型だ。
Amazing. You truly are the ultimate AE type android unit.
私に AI を使わせたいんですか？
Do you want me to use the AIs?
まさしくそうだ。だが一時的ではいけない。
Oh, without doubt. However, it can't just be a temporary measure.
永久に。
You want me to do it forever?
彼女はもう完全に理解しているようだ。自分の果たすべき役割を。
It seems that she has already understood it. The role that she must play.
この奥にもう一つモジュールがある。これだ。
There's one more module here, deeper inside this facility. Here it is. The old man used the panel at his side to control something. And a large monitor showed something on the surface of the wall. Oh!
衛星か。
Is that a satellite?
彼女の新たな器となる。
This shall be her new vessel. This little artificial satellite? So that is what he meant.
フィリアの確たる部位をその衛星に移し替え、未来永劫に利用できる合鍵とする。
You're going to transfer Philia's vital parts to this satellite to make her a perpetual duplicate key for humanity to use to access the AIs. Princess Madeline, but that's not being human. That's not what Philia wants. Oh dear.
その通りだ。
Exactly. Okay, this is where we...
人間にするという話はなしか。
Hang on. This is where we stop for today. This is where we stop. Princess Madeline, I don't like this plan. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. A lot happened. Mr. Susley, wait, so what just happened? Well, we just learned that Philia is going to be put into a satellite to circle around the planet forever. Circle around the planet and let talk to the AIs forever. Well, that was a thing. That's only just happened. We got to... So, we have how much left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Princess Madeline, I mean, it will probably work. Leslie, one of those fates worse than death. Princess Madeline, that's not cool. Yeah. 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 Let me think. Where did we start last time? Oh yeah, last time we were still at the thing. So we need to do a recap and analysis. Oh dear. I need to de-stress. That was a lot of stress. Give me a moment. Stuff indeed happened. Oh dear. Princess Madeline, we learned to shoot fucks. Oh dear. A lot did indeed happen. Okay. I'm a little stressed out, but I think I need to turn off the actual thing. I need quiet. How do I get quiet? Configurations maybe? Oh, hi Gabriel!
Stella.
I like his voice. We get his voice.
Stella.
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 I'm sorry, I am trying to... Hang on, random woman?
ダメ、口聞いちゃう。
よう、柔道。
Wait, I think that means they have like a total of 7 voice actors in this. Princess Madeline, I'm noticing that a lot of these end with a lot happened. Okay. I need to get on myself. Let me just... Okay. Close this. You know what? Let's do the recap while I play Tetris. Stella indeed. I'll do the recap while playing Tetris. And there will be a note that I'm doing the recap while playing Tetris. Because else I don't think I can right now. I think that it's... My brain is mush. My brain is mushrooms! So, let me just open the emulator so I can calm myself. I'm gonna play Tetris. And then I'm gonna do the recap. I'm using this version. I'm going to remove the until people, yes. Hang on. Okay, this works. I need to de-stress. This was stressful. No, I don't want to do the analysis tomorrow. Instead, I need to do this now. So, I'm just gonna turn Tetris a little quieter. I do like the song, though. It's calming. So, quieter. There we go. Okay. We are beginning when I begin with Tetris. Stage 0. Here we go. Let's go. Oh. Okay, hang on. So, today we had, why can't I focus? Okay, so, Techno Twist. I do like Techno Twist a lot. I do need to de-stress. Oh my god, my stress levels are off the charts. Why are they so off the charts? I'm very satisfied with how it went this time. Okay, I'll start this way probably. So, we definitely saw a lot this time. This week was quite interesting. It started out with us, of course, still in the middle of the fallout of Jude's terrible interpersonal communication plan from last time, in which he decided that the best possible way to negotiate with Philia wanting him to be her father was to make her hate him by pointing a gun at her. That plan kind of backfired because it led to Philia having a freakout, which apparently indirectly led to the Crimson Eye recognizing her as a fully developed AE-type unit, which meant that the Crimson Eye started speed hacking into the gun turrets on the island, and Android Boy number, I don't even know, got shot down. Sorry, boy. You deserved better. All of the Android boys deserve better. I feel sorry for them. So after... we lost one more Gabriel. Because how many Gabriels can we still lose at this point? We've lost so many of them already. So Jude immediately restored the status quo between him and Philia because now they were on the run. And so he, this just really confused her, because wait, a moment ago we were trying to shoot each other, because, he said that he thinks I'm just a machine and that he doesn't care about me. And now it's all back to normal, something isn't right here. So she just had another freak out, where she, was pretending, oh, and I died. She had another freak out where she was pretending that, she was wounded and that she couldn't walk anymore, and while Willem wanted them to get to the top of the mountain while the Crimson Eye was attacking and spitting out its units, Philia was being stubborn. She just didn't care about anything anymore. It was like having a complete, I would say, anxiety attack, not knowing what to do anymore. And at this point, Jude decided he needed to be stubborn as well, but stubborn in a different way. And he was stubborn in that he refused to abandon her. He sat down and just kept shooting down enemies so they wouldn't get to her. And Philia was just completely confused and just really wanted to know what was going on within him. And finally he opened up to her and told her that the reason he couldn't just accept her as his daughter is because he actually had a daughter before, but she died, and he wasn't even there when she died, because he had left his girlfriend and the village where he lived behind in order to become a courier, because the people in the village didn't agree with the way he was trying to make a career using technology, because technology was forbidden, and that was also what had killed his parents. So he left the village, and despite his girlfriend pleading him to just give up on being a career and just come home. But he left home because of that, and eventually he came across a water purification device, and he wanted to give it to the village, mostly to help a little bit to brag to the people who had like scorned him, but also to help out his ex-girlfriend and his daughter. Except when he got there, everybody had already died from a famine. And also he found out that his girlfriend ended up marrying somebody else, which kind of shocked him, because he realized how badly he had wasted that chance out of life with a family. And that is why the idea of founding a family just doesn't suit him, because he just doesn't think he's made for it, because he already squandered the chance once and he doesn't think he can do it again. But he also admits to Philia that he does like really love her like a daughter. He just can't be a father because he doesn't... there's too much going on inside him to allow himself to do that. And Philia is like really relieved about all of this, because she's happy that he finally opened up to her, that he gave her like the friendship, the proof of friendship of being like opening up like this to a friend. And obviously she stops being stubborn. And they move on and get moving to get to the summit. Jude wants Philia to go ahead, but Philia doesn't want to leave Jude behind. Jude, however, has to operate the railgun up there. Yeah, I finished that level. Jude has to operate the railgun, so he has to stay behind. And Jude promises that he'll try to stay alive. The thing is that Philia doesn't... She knows that even if he tries, that doesn't mean that he will, because she knows how harsh things are out there by now. So what happens is that when Jude ends up being directly attacked by the Crimson Eye after it has realized that he is in fact a top priority obstacle to its goals, Philia shows back up, but she has two singularity machines in tow, which were previously thought to be enemies, but it turns out they are friendly and they are actually here to support Philia. And because they're supporting Philia, they take out the Crimson Eye, and Jude gets away with his life, though he is badly wounded. Philia helps him into the elevator tower that they were trying to get to, and Jude manages to apologize for pointing the gun at her before he falls unconscious from his wounds. However, he does receive medical treatment and passes out while they're in the space elevator, and they use the space elevator and get to a space station that is called like the Moon Gravitational Center, which is just far away from Earth, that the gravitational pull there is pretty much the same as the one exerted on the moon. James, why are you here? I know you're playing Kingdom Hearts, but this is not what we're doing. But yeah, the space elevators are cool. Seto Kaiba, eat your heart out. So Jude wakes up. He's immediately alarmed because he's alone. He doesn't have his equipment. Philia isn't there. So, like, he doesn't trust anything. So he tries to find Willem or find Philia. He loads... he finds that toy gun. He realizes that he had previously modified to fire real bullets. So he picks it up and takes it with him. And after a lot of... investigation, which leads him to figure out the general layout of the space station. He finds Philia, who also tried to go on an investigation on her own. However, her terminal that she managed to hide away from the guard androids, ran out of battery. So she kind of just had a freak out and curled up in the fetal position on her own. When Jude finds her, he comforts her. He's just being really kind and fatherly to her now, ironically enough. I guess when he's not forced to be a father, he can do it. Oh, I think I'm dying. James, oh, I just thought I'd give you a third thing to do. Thank you! Yeah, she got completely overwhelmed. So, they get back, they are together again. Jude charges the terminal so they can, continue investigating. So they take a look around the sector that Jude wasn't able to investigate on his own. And they find out that Willem has been experimenting on AE-type androids. By severing their heads and doing God knows what to them, and then keeping the severed parts elsewhere. And Jude is a little bit like pretty disturbed by this, because he knows that these androids are extremely human. So he directly compares it to human experimentation and thinks that, like, yeah, maybe I would have partaken in this before all of this, but now I don't think I could, basically. And he's just, Philly and Jude are both pretty disturbed by this. And after a while longer, they finally find Willem in a room full of Gabriel-type, AE-type androids who are just, like, completely underdeveloped. And they are all watching Willem get medical treatment. He's in a capsule. And Jude can tell, okay, this dude had, like, a lot of his body replaced by mechanical parts. Willem wakes up in front of them, and basically he apologizes that it took so long, says that basically he got space sick because of the sudden gravitational changes, more than he expected. And it's revealed that Willem has been alive for, like, over, like, an extremely long time. He doesn't even know how old he is. He's been using technology to extend his life for this project. And he, oh, okay, fuck it. Sorry. He's been using technology to extend his life, and he, has, basically, like, he's extremely sickly. The machines in his body are the only reason he's still alive, and it's a miracle that he still has all his cognitive faculties. And he begins to explain to Philia and Jude, after Jude and Philia insist what exactly is going on, why he needs Philia so badly, and the entire backstory behind it. So he explains that he has in the past studied a very broad field of the sciences, and that's why he realized that due to evolution just doing its thing, the AIs have lost the ability to recognize humans as humans. At least most of them have. There might still be a few of AIs that are capable to recognize that the current humans are still humans, but all of the others recognize them as a different species, which is why the singularity machines have been acting hostile or indifferent towards humans. Which is a problem, because, like this, the AIs can't fulfill their primary goal of aiding humanity. So, because of this, the Kafka's conglomerate of AIs eventually decided to create sort of a middleman in form of artificial humans that could like interact with the AIs in the stead of real humans, in case real humans still exist somewhere. Because the AI had a feeling that there might be still real humans somewhere, but it isn't possible for the AI to just think this through. The AI doesn't have, like, these sorts of reasoning skills. It has very different reasoning skills from what humans have. As a result of this, through a lot of trial and error, the AE-type androids were created, aided by the selection pressure of humans constantly destroying them because they found them creepy. And eventually, the idea was that there would be a handful of AE-type androids that would be capable of registering as human, to the AIs and interacting with them. And Philia seems to be that case. And that is why Willem needs Philia, because he wants to put her into a satellite and send her into perpetual, immortal orbit around the Earth, so she can forever keep the AIs under control. And that is where we are, and is not happy. And I think Willem is possibly the only person who likes the plan. So, what does my beloved chat have to say about this whole development right now? Princess Madeline, I like how he just kinda glosses over the fact that he just kept all his life-extending tech to himself. Oh yes, he did. Eat the witch, and that's terrible, yeah. We are not talking about Kingdom Hearts. James, I'm very sorry. Princess Madeline, I'm not sure how I feel about an AE being considered fully matured when they become willing to do violence. Same. I'm also not sure how I feel about this, because I get it. They are like defying their prime directive, which by definition makes them less mechanical. But I also don't think that like being able to shoot a human is what makes you human. That is philosophical. From a philosophical standpoint, I firmly disagree with that. And I'm also not sure if that is really what the Crimson Eye saw, rather than just flat out a danger. That's just what Willem says, and he might be wrong. I mean, he's a dude with a lot of robot in him. James in chat. Also, I know you're explaining this, but I don't know what any of those words. It's okay. Fishboy in the chat. Don't worry, we'll copy Philia. I mean, we can, but is this a good idea? Willem says a lot of things. Oh god. Okay. So, analyzes. So, my brain is mushrooms. Oh yeah, the mushroom brains. God, the mushroom brains. I think the mushroom brains are really cool, honestly. And this is Leslie. I feel this. My brain is mush too. We show you in the chat more deep than Kingdom Hearts. I actually think the mushroom brain thing is really cool. I've never seen artificial emotions explained that way. But I think it makes sense, because basically it's just something organic. They recreated organic beings with something organic, and I can see like fungal cells working similarly to neurons. It's not like neurons are like magic. Neurons are cells in the end. And like obviously there's like the philosophical question of what makes a soul a soul. But if you ask me, I never thought that like even if souls exist, that they are something that creates life, but more that they are something that comes from life, I think. And Mrs. Leslie, I wasn't intending to be relevant to the mushroom combo. That's just my brain in general. That is fair. Princess Madeline, maybe if the copy was used to operate the satellite, it might be slightly more okay. I don't think if that would work, because if Willem could just copy Philia, wouldn't that have been the first plan to begin with? I think if the copy would be imperfect and probably couldn't do it. I mean that the copy might eventually be able to become a person of its own, but it wouldn't be Philia. It would be like the whole thing with the Spider-Man clones, you know? Where the Spider-Man clones discuss which one is the clone, and the one that is the clone can't be Peter, even though he has all the memories and the personality of Peter. No, he has to be Ben. I think that was his name, right, Ben? Because only one can be the original. Princess Madeline, then again, the copy might decide it's not fair that he was made for this bullshit. Yeah, there's also that problem. that is generally, the whole thing is extremely interesting. I find it like fascinating in a lot of ways, because this is hard sci-fi. This is definitely hard sci-fi. This has so far not made not a single attempt to stray anywhere away from hard sci-fi. And I'm really enjoying it because it makes a lot of use of a lot of tropes that I do like in fantasy while sticking to its hard sci-fi. Especially the whole can you create an artificial soul thing. I find that fascinating because this is something I think about a lot, and I find it interesting that like this Vox solution is that yes, but it has to be organic, because you can't do it in a with binary calculations. I think that is a really cool take on this concept. It also means that like the parts about Philia that are machine are they intrinsically Philia? Because the part that is intrinsically Philia is the mushrooms. the fungus, the slime mold. That is the part that is intrinsically her. Like how you could say that you are your brain, you know? So, can you technically even call her an android, or is she just a really, really weird type of cyborg? Mushroom cyborg. Are we doing the Ship of Theseus now? There's also that. Yeah, the Ship of Theseus is also. I mean, it was mentioned before in the story, but yes. If you remove the mushrooms from Philia, is it still Philia? My opinion is no, because the mushrooms are Philia. But if you copied all of the mushrooms, would that be Philia? I think it wouldn't be that simple. I mean, Jude definitely thought so. I keep calling them mushrooms, it's mold, but it's funnier to call them mushrooms, let's be honest. You forgot about that. That's fair. That is fair. A lot has happened. But I do like that Willem is like not evil, you know? He doesn't strike me at all as evil. He's genuinely not evil. He's just incredibly cold. But he does want the best, and he has respect of Philia, I can tell. Also, I'm starting to wonder what even the relevance was of Willem being a duke, because he's so old that I'm pretty sure that his duchy has not been real for a very long time. What was the point of him being a duke? I seriously question that. Princess Madeline, and even if you copy her, continuity of consciousness is its own can of worms. Yeah, absolutely, that's also a thing. I also laughed that just after Jude said, I am not a character from a Bildungsroman. He finished his arc in a way that was exactly like a character from a Bildungsroman. Amazing. He could not resist the Bildungsromanification. But I do like how Jude is handled in the writing right now. You can tell that now that he's like opened up to Philia, even if he doesn't really talk much about it, you can tell that honestly opening up to her solved so many issues for him that he's genuinely more comfortable with himself now. He's genuinely, this did like a good thing for his mental health. Like the dude, you literally just needed to talk to someone about all of this for once. And he did. And it did so much good to him. Then there was also the whole badass thing with Philia. Just getting like... She's taking a lot after Jude, but it feels like she's only taking like the best qualities from him. She's taking like all of the best qualities from him. None of the bad qualities. She only got the good Jude stuff. Like, the planning skills, the observational skills, Princess Madeline Philia from behind with the steel chair. Like, they make a good duo. They have, like, real good chemistry with each other. I mean, chemistry in regards of interactions, if you know what I mean. Like, as a father-daughter duo, even if Jude does not like the title father. It's just really genuinely sweet. It feels really, really nice that way. It's also really the whole backstory with Jude explains so much about his character, like why he is so guarded. It's not just because of his work. It's because he genuinely, he turned into a workaholic. Well, he was always a workaholic, but it got really bad because of how he felt that he had wasted his chance to have a family. Then again, it makes sense that he was completely traumatized because when he broke up with his girlfriend, he was still kind of a kid himself. Like, it was an unplanned pregnancy, they were both young. And I guess it doesn't help that, like, Philia reminded him of his ex-girlfriend, because probably the fact that she reminded him of his ex-girlfriend probably made him constantly think that this might be what his daughter might be like if she was still alive. So he probably was afraid of making her into a replacement goldfish. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Jude's daughter would be the same age that Philia appears as right now if she was still alive. So in a way, it is kind of a replacement goldfish thing, which again, oh god, it really is just The Last of Us. There's brain mushrooms. There's the guarded dad who has to escort a girl who has lost his daughter. Who is guarded because he's lost his daughter and he can trust himself to be a dad again. It is just The Last of Us with robots. It's The Last of Us with robots. Next game, Philia goes out on a raging revenge quest to shoot somebody. Possibly a trans woman. I'm just saying this because that is what happened in The Last of Us. Princess Madeline, I'm glad I've never experienced The Last of Us then. Yeah, probably. Oh, I gave away spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. I'm sorry! But then again, if you Look, I'm sorry. I wanna keep enjoying this one, that's fair. We show you. How did you know the ending? Because I saw playthroughs. Oh wait! Amethyst, I think this is how you first described the game to us when you first started streaming this. So I pretty much saw this all from a while away. Yeah, pretty much. Princess Madeline, I think everyone that was gonna play The Last of Us has already played it, yeah. But I find that the parallels to The Last of Us really interesting because, like, the writers clearly speaks English. Like, the use of English in this novel is too good for that writer to not speak English. So I feel like The Last of Us might have been an inspiration for this. Which is good, because I think cross-pollination between art is a good thing. I'm just really impressed by how likable the characters are, even Jude at this point. Like, now that Jude has opened up, there's like a huge catharsis in there. Because, yeah, he was like a very frustrating character. But the fact that now he's opened up and now he's like showing how much he cares, now he's allowing himself to show how much he cares, is extremely effective because of how long we've waited for it. It's really paid off. The wait really paid off. James in the chat, guess who just ordered their own pin conversions adapters for their Famicoms? Wonderful! You have good taste. Mrs. Leslie, I assume The Last of Us was released in Japan? Yeah, there's a Japanese dub. I've actually seen it. It's a pretty good dub. I hope you enjoy the pink conversion adapter. Retro games are the best. So yeah, is there anything that I should still address that I haven't addressed yet, guys? No, you can buy Final Fantasy again. Is there anything I haven't brought up yet that I should have brought up, you guys? I think I mostly got it. You don't know if there's anything else. I think I got the most important parts of all of them. Yeah, I'm tired. I hope I didn't miss anything important. Oh yeah, I did manage how the singularity machines are on Philia's side, but I think that is kind of like explained by the fact that she is like supposed to be like the middleman between humanity and the AIs. So they recognized her as a human when they didn't recognize Jude. So only when Philia showed them the way could they help Jude. Which is something I find really interesting. She actually did play her role there. She showed them the way to somebody who needed help, and they brought the help, and they did it well. I also want to hug Philia. She's a really good character, I think. Especially because she definitely has a lot of character development as well. It's interesting how she went from having this very wide-eyed look of the world to adapting a lot of Jude's qualities, but adapting them to her own disposition. James in the chat, why do the blocks look like X-rated pieces of Mario and Luigi fan art? Because this is the BPS version of Tetris and not the original, not the Nintendo release. There's 3 different versions of Tetris on the NES/Famicom, and I own 2 of them. You will Google good. So anything else I should bring up? I'm kind of like in the flow of Tetris right now. Robot girls are good, I agree. I think that's everything. You need to get your own Coke, okay. So yeah, I think that's it. So I'll just keep playing Tetris now until I run out of lives, and then we'll end the stream. Because I don't want to just break off this round. This is a perfectly good round of Tetris, damn it. And it's just good to de-stress with some Tetris, you know? Oh, I think I made a mistake. So the BPS version of Tetris is infamous for having the worst button mapping of any version of Tetris on the NES. Because it has hard drop mapped to A and rotate mapped to down. Which is certainly a choice for button mapping Tetris. By which I mean a bad choice. But I think it was also the earliest version to release on the NES. Yeah, I had fun streaming. That was the game. I'm not gonna enter my name. This game doesn't have saving. There's no point in entering it unless I want to convert this into an arcade cabinet. Amethyst Leslie, I heard that the Tetris CD... There was a CDI Tetris! Oh my god. One day I need to own it, but not today. Anyway. Thank you guys for joining. This was fun. I'm gonna sleep well now. Good night. Show me the soundtrack in the server. Bye bye.